Hello, BirthFit community. How are y'all? This is Dr. Lindsay Matthews Cantu, your BirthFit founder and CEO. And we're going to have an amazing guest on today. I know I've been having amazing guests, one right after the other. And yeah, I'll get back to some solo podcasts soon. But let's roll with these amazing guests. Today, we have Bethany McDaniel, and she's amazing. She is the founder of Primally Pure. So you might have seen us, BirthFit, recommend some skincare products, and those are Primally Pure. And what you put on your skin is just as important as what you put on your body, because your skin is your largest organ. So I'm really stoked for you to hear from Bethany, but she is obviously the founder of Primally Pure. She is a farmer's wife, a mama bear, and I believe she is about to have another baby. We'll see when she gets on here. And she is, I would say, the heartbeat and hard work behind Primally Pure. Um, I originally met her husband years ago, um, when I was searching out farms in Southern California. And that's how I came across, I was basically introduced to Primally Pure through her husband. And I've been wanting to sync up with her for some time now. So if you don't know Primal Pastures, that is her family basically started this organic livestock farm in Southern California. She had since discovered the power of eating real food and then basically clean wellness. And yeah, we're going to get into the story of that in just a little bit. But before we dive in and let Bethany into our recording studio, our virtual recording studio, I want to remind you of a few things. Leave us a review. Leave us a review on iTunes. That greatly helps our ratings, helps us move up, and helps us get suggested to other people. And getting suggested is huge because y'all know that we have juicy conversations here, and I want these conversations to be shared far and wide. So if you could leave us a review. At the end of every episode, I will read a review, and if I read yours, you email us info@birthfit.com and you will receive a free t-shirt. So make that happen. All right. We are having a big sale right now on select programs, but you've got to be part of our newsletter list. So in order to get a discount on select programs, you've got to go to our website, birthfit.com, and sign up for our newsletter list. That's how you're going to gain the discount codes. I'm not going to share them here. You've got to go to the website, sign up for our newsletter list, and that's where you will get the discount codes. All right. Another big reminder I want to share with y'all is that we will be taking a tech break, a much needed break, and we do this every year, and it will be from December 17th through January 1st. It is 2 full weeks. We'll be away from emails, we'll be away from social, no podcasting, things like that. And that's so that we can focus our time and intentions with our loved ones during that holiday season. And I would encourage you to do the same. Nothing's going to happen. Social media will still be there when you come back, I promise. But it's a time really just to love up on your family and gain deeper connection with yourself, God, and those around you. So I'd encourage you to do the same. Reminder, join us in B Community. We had an awesome, awesome talk this morning. It was all about programming insight and why we do what we do here at BirthFit. And we got into the nervous system. We got into basically how the nervous system influences training, how we can influence the nervous system through training. And yeah, so anything like that is recorded and it is saved in the B Community files. So if you're in B Community or you just join like today, you can go back and watch the videos. But B Community is just under $30 a month right now. And it is an awesome resource, an awesome community for women, by women. We talk about fitness, we do fitness, nervous system based, general strength and conditioning. It's all about education. We want you to know why you're doing what you're doing. We want you to be educated about the tools that you can use for your body, biohacking for your body, um, educated with awesome guest speakers. Like last month, we had Emily Abbott. She was phenomenal and took us, on a deeper experience with our bodies. And we also focus on connection. So fitness, education, and connection. And ultimately, we want you to explore your body, gain awareness so that you can establish a deeper and deeper connection with yourself and with your God. And through doing this, you have such a brilliant, great trust in the universe, in this world we live in. And it's such a powerful thing because you ultimately go on to make your own intuitively guided, informed choices. So those are the things we focus on. And if you are in B Community and you get pregnant, let us know because you get access to the prenatal training programs. And then you'll just carry on prenatal, postpartum, and then back to B Community. So we really got you. We've got you, mama. We've got you, woman. We've got you, sister, wife, whoever, whatever you identify as in this nourisher role. We got you, and we want to support you in caring for your body and enhancing your lifestyle. So I really hope you join us in B Community. That would be amazing. All right, we're going to give Bethany a minute. She will get on here and I will let her in. If y'all have not checked out Primally Pure, go do so. You will find their products listed in our BirthFit shop. You can scroll down or you can go to primallypure.com. Use the code Lindsay Loves Me, all capitals, and that will get you a nice little discount. They are always updating, changing their products to go with the seasons, but also they've got some amazing kind of bestsellers, standards that I love. For instance, the everyday, is it everything, all spray, everything spray, everything spray. I know it's an all-encompassing term. The everything spray. I love that one. I spray it. Basically, I use it if I don't have time to shower and I got to do a quick rinse or like quick wipe off. I definitely use it in between my shifts at the office, in between adjusting people. It's a nice little spritzer. Um, I love the facial oil, the cleansing, the oil. I use the oil and then the soap, but those are really the only things I put on my face. And then utilize the everyday spray. And then a couple times a week, I'll just lather my face and skin and body in the blue tansy oil. It's like a nice treat. The blue tansy oil is magical. Um, I'm really loving the vanilla citrus deodorant. I don't wear deodorant all the time, but when I do, when it's necessary, this is my go-to. Yeah, hopefully you're listening to this and you know not to use garbage deodorant anymore. But they've got awesome deodorants like charcoal deodorant, geranium. They even have a blue tansy deodorant. Um, oh, and last night I did the mask, I was sitting the plumping mask. I think that is that one? No, there's like a green mask. Ooh, a mask trio. I'm looking at what products I need right now. Maybe it's a clarifying mask. One of them I did last night, and it was awesome. I usually put the oil on my face, wash my face with the soap, and then put the mask on my face, and then get into the bath and enjoy, an Epsom salt bath. And actually, let me just tell you all about my bath. It's been significantly upgraded since I purchased a Therasage bubbler. It's an ozone bubbler. But yeah, so my bath, definitely includes Primally Pure products. Um, and like I said, I get everything ready, my face, use the oil, and then I cleanse it. And then I put the mask on. Okay, once I put the mask on, then I use a dry brush all over my body, and, I use the dry brush head to toe, except my face because there's a mask on my face, and then I get into this bath, and, the bath is amazing, and, it's got Epsom salt with magnesium, so it's, like, totally relaxing me. Then I put the bubbler in and I let the bubbler go for about 15 minutes. So there's ozone pumping into my bath. And I sit there for like 30 minutes and just listen to good music. Um, Sometimes I'll use the Palo Santo, light it. It's just a really, gosh, nourishing experience. Um, so I would say try that. um, Yeah. Primally Pure also has bath soaks, like, I've tried them all, I'm just fresh out. I love their sea soak. Once I get out of the bath, I lather myself in their body butter. I love the eucalyptus and lavender body butter. They also have different kinds, like the almond and vanilla, citrus and mint. Um, but honestly, eucalyptus is, like, one of my favorite smells. I use that, and yeah, on my face, I'll use the blue tansy or sometimes I'll use the, body butter on my face, it's just whatever I'm feeling. I use their lip balm all the time. Um, Definitely have, their soothing soap bar, things like that. Gosh, they just have so many products, and they also have baby products, um, like baby oil. They have a baby kit, a baby bar. I love the baby bar for using as soap for myself. Anyways, there's a lot of products you could to venture down the road with there. Um, I would say try it. Use the code. Lindsay loves me, and you'll get a little discount. So yeah, I wonder where she is. Anyways, anyways, okay. I'm sure there's a ton of things I could talk to y'all about this morning. I hope y'all are feeling good. There's a a full moon coming up. Fall is wild. I love the fall season. It might be my favorite season. And that's me gulping. Let me see if Bethany has emailed me at all. Let me see. Okay, I got the time right. Y'all. Oh, here we go. There she is. Hello.
Hey, Lindsay.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
How are you? Just navigating the fires out here. It's been it's been in Southern
Nuts?
California. There's like fires everywhere right now. And
Okay, I have seen that, but I didn't know how severe it was.
yeah, I don't know how severe it is in terms of evacuations. I think there's actually been a lot of evacuations, but I don't know
Hmm.
how many, like if a lot of homes have actually been damaged or not. But
Yeah.
they're definitely like in the area I am, they're kind of all around. So
Damn. Oh,
yeah.
well, I'm glad you made it. I was afraid you were having a baby or something. I was like, uh-oh. We're
No,
rolling, by the
no,
way.
not yet.
We're already recording.
Cool.
So yeah, let's get into it, not waste any time. Everybody, this is Bethany. She is the founder, the energy, the heart behind Primally Pure. And yeah, I would love to know how you came up with this. How did this get started? Where did this journey start for you?
Yeah, it started, if you want to go way back, it started
Yeah.
when I was really young. I started selling lip balms made with Crisco and food dye to my neighbors as a kid.
What?
I would like melt it and pour it into these little like plastic Easter eggs because that was the only receptacle I had in my house. So I've always been interested in kind of like making and selling things, but it wasn't until much later on in life that I became inspired by natural ingredients and natural products and wanting to create those for myself. And that journey really came about as a result of my own skin struggles with acne and going the conventional route with that,
Mm,
just hitting dead end after dead end. I always felt like there had to be something deeper going on, but back that was back when I was in junior high and high school, and the answers just weren't, or information like just wasn't as readily available as it is now.
yeah.
And I vividly remember seeing a dermatologist and asking if there was something I could change about my diet or lifestyle. And her answer was just like, nope, this is purely genetic. There's nothing else to it. Just use these creams or take these antibiotics. And that's pretty much the only thing we can do for you. And so
Mm,
that's what I did for years and years. And it wasn't until much later on when I met my now husband. He was starting a regenerative livestock farm with his dad and brothers at the time. And they were all kind of on this journey of changing their diets and eating more real foods and avoiding processed foods. And I kind of jumped in on that, noticed a huge difference in the health of my skin and just, my health overall. And
yeah.
at that point, I was like, okay, I've been so wrong about the foods I've been eating for my entire life. What else have I been wrong about? And personal care products, skincare products was kind of the next
Mm,
area that I looked into. And I was really surprised by a lot of the information I found, especially about deodorant. I just kind of always figured that if something is available for purchase in a store, then it's probably been
yeah.
tested by someone. It's probably safe. And still
Yeah.
obviously wasn't the case. And this was back in 2012. There weren't a whole lot of natural deodorants on the market. So I just kind of played around with creating one for myself. Eventually, a lot of friends and family were trying it and wanted me to make more of it for them. And it really started as a hobby and has just kind of naturally grown into what it is today, which is, a full blown business. We have about 40
Yeah.
employees, and yeah,
You have 40 employees now.
yeah, yeah.
Dang.
We're our headquarters is in Southern California. We do everything under one roof. So we ship our products, we make our products ourselves. We don't like outsource to labs in other countries or anything like that. We have a spa in our headquarters, so
Mm,
it's a lot of work doing everything, but it's also allows us to have really close quality control over the whole process, and also allows for more like better freshness when we're sending
Mhm.
products out to customers. They haven't been sitting in a shipping warehouse for who knows how long before they reach the customer. It's like they're only on our shelves for a couple of months tops, and then
Yeah.
they're in the customer's hands.
Do y'all ever run out of products?
Yeah, yeah, that happens.
Like, you're like, that happens often. Because I
We
don't
try
think I've
not to
ever been
have
on
it,
there.
but yeah, it does happen.
Okay. Wow. And then when did, like, I'm sure it took iterations, but when did you started incorporating a spa into your, how did that come about?
Yeah, that came about when I hired Courtney, who is now our holistic esthetician. Her background was um, she had an esthetician background, but conventional, and she was wanting to get more into holistic modalities. So we had her take these different courses that she was interested in, and she learned things like gua sha and
Mm.
herbal poultice, um, buckle massage. Like I'm forgetting some of them. She knows a lot. She was trained in a lot of holistic skincare modalities now. But she came on. She was just like, "Hey, I just want to do something. I just want to be involved. I love what you're doing." And so she started out like labeling products, shipping products. But her dream was always for us to open a holistic spa. And a few years in, we needed to grow. We were expanding. We needed to move to another location, and we just made it a priority to find a space that had room for us to open a spa. And so that's what we did. And we were able to open a spa so that she could treat our local customers to facials. So
Awesome.
it's been really fun.
So wait, where are y'all at in San Diego or Southern California?
We are in Temecula, which is,
Temecula.
yeah, about an hour northeast of San Diego.
Okay. Do y'all have any plans to expand in other locations?
Um, I mean, maybe eventually, but
Yeah, not
right
right
now
now.
we're not. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's a lot for sure.
yeah. It's kind of
Uh,
like an extension of our brand. It's not like the spa isn't. It's a separate business, so it would be
yeah,
a lot to kind of like put focus to growing that when our primary thing is like the products and our e-commerce business, and the spa is
cool.
kind of there to complement that.
Okay. So yeah, back to the products. What was your first product was deodorant or was it something else?
Yeah, it was deodorant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then how did you decide basically what to focus on next? Was it your own trial and error or requests, or how did you go about that?
It was a little bit of all of that. It was a lot of it was fueled by just like me and okay, what do I want? What do I need to replace? Like, what's the next
Yeah,
products that I need to replace in my bathroom cabinet, and also taking into consideration, what friends and family were saying, because those were really my customers at the time.
yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, and definitely as we've grown, like customer feedback has been a huge part of it also.
Awesome. So how bad or how toxic are skincare products really? Like
Yeah,
for the average American?
they're for the average American, I would say they're pretty toxic. I mean, there's a whole range, but the products that most people are using, most of the ingredients in those products have not been ever tested for safety. And even if they have been tested and found to be unsafe in some way, like that doesn't mean that they're immediately like banned from
Yeah,
using them. Like there are a lot of products that are proven to be carcinogens, proven to be hormone disruptors that are still allowed in skincare products. So the average woman uses I forget how many products a day, but the
a
ingredients
lot.
the ingredients amount to about 168 different ingredients that a woman uses on a daily basis on her body. And so it's kind of crazy when you think about most of those ingredients not only not being safe, but also being
Yeah.
combined with one another and used in combinations that we don't even know like what those chemicals are doing. So it's kind of like a big experiment that isn't going
Right.
well if you look at
Right.
the health of the general public.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I feel like skincare and like the products women use, and we can get into men too, but that's like one of the hardest things to get people to switch. Like they have their habits. Um, I can talk to somebody in the chiropractic office and be like, okay, like let's eat cleaner. Can you add more protein? And then asking them, what do you put in and on your body? What about like what kind of lotion do you use, deodorant? And it's the last thing. Um, but yeah, how do you or were you the only one that switched or started to get your family to switch, or was there a persuasion process happening, or what about your husband? How did you get him on board? Or as
Yeah.
far as like revamping the whole bathroom cabinet?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, my family was kind of like on this journey towards better health. So they, while I was maybe like leading the charge more on the products front, they were all excited about it and eager to use healthier products. And with my husband, the main challenge was like in the beginning, I was using coconut oil and baking soda as deodorant, just those two ingredients. And I would kind of like just rub them on my armpits. And I wanted him to do that. And he didn't like that idea. And so that was really what motivated me to create a natural deodorant in a stick form, because
Oh,
I want to just like rub those ingredients on. So I was like, okay, I've got to figure this out. And I'm really glad now, because I don't know if I would have gone
done
through
it
the
other,
struggle of trying to, create a
yeah,
natural deodorant in stick form, which is
yeah.
which is our main best selling product now, hundreds of like iterations later.
Wow, okay. So what does a routine look like for you? What is your typical day or weekly skincare routine look like for you?
I really do the most of my skincare routine at night. That's when I have more time once my kids are in bed. I'm a big fan of the oil cleansing method, so that's kind of how I kick things off. And for anyone who isn't familiar with the oil cleansing method, it's based on the premise that like dissolves like. So you're using
Yes.
these healthy, beneficial carrier oils, you're massaging them into your skin, and doing that, you are dissolving like kind of all the grime and dirt and buildup in your skin. And so it's a really nice, I love our cleansing oils. We have 3 different
Me
kinds.
too.
Oh, good, good. Yeah. It's like a mini spa experience. So we
Yeah.
have like one for normal skin, one for dry skin, and one for oily or acne prone skin.
Mm.
And you just massage that in, like breathe in the aromas, and then wipe it off gently with a warm washcloth. And that's kind of how I start. That's how I cleanse my skin. And then I use our everything spray as a toner. I kind of pour a little bit onto an organic cotton round and wipe that on my face. And then I will use right now I switch which moisturizer I use, but right now I'm using our baby balm as a
Ooh.
moisturizer on my face. It's really, really nourishing. And then I'll end it all with a few spritzes of our one of our mists, one of our facial mists. I'm using our soothing mist right now. Um, but yeah, I switch it up often. I do a face mask a few times a week,
Yeah.
do gua sha on my face a few times a week. So
Awesome. What's
yeah.
for those listening that maybe have never ventured down the gua sha route or tried that, what's the benefits of that and how would they do that at home? Because they're probably thinking, what? I could see
I
my
know.
aunt.
I know. Yeah, it's so cool. It's we sell gua sha stones. So they're basically gemstones, and there's a few different materials that they can be made of. We have one that's green jade and one that is made from a stone called Bian, Bian. And there's also different shapes and varieties that you can use, but it's the main idea is you are using this stone and you're kind of gently sweeping it across your face in a specific way. And in doing that, you're kind of clearing up stagnation. You are allowing the lymph nodes and the lymphatic system to move freely. So you're allowing movement in your skin, movement in the fascia, and movement is what creates like strong, healthy tissues, which is kind of, it's interesting when you think about treatments like Botox that literally inhibit those muscles from moving altogether. Gua sha really does the opposite of that. It allows for more movement, more communication between cells, which over time creates strong, vibrant, healthy tissue. It's really great for depuffing. It's great for smoothing fine lines and just easing inflammation in general of any kind of skin condition, because you're bringing blood flow and circulation to the skin, which is really healing.
Love it. Is there a time of day that's better than another for gua sha?
Kind of whenever it works.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I do it in the morning, sometimes I do it at night. It's really soothing to do at night. It feels really good before bedtime. So I guess that would be personal preference, but you can do it anytime.
And no, you don't use any oils, do you? Like
you do, yeah. You want to moisturize a little bit, not too much where it's just totally like slipping off your skin. Yeah, you want a little bit of like the pull, but yeah, you don't want it to be completely dry either.
Awesome. Okay, what about, so you have kiddos and you're pregnant, right?
Yeah.
What kiddo number is this?
This will be number 3. So
3.
I have a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and we're having a boy this time.
You know for sure you're having a boy. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So what has your skincare routine changed at all during pregnancies, or how have you utilized your line differently or postpartum, or what does that look like? Because I know people are wondering, okay, what about stretch marks? What do I do with, growing bump, things like that?
Yeah. I mean, I tackle that in kind of 2 ways, like with my diet and then also with the products that I'm using.
Awesome.
So in my diet, I just always kind of try to prioritize healthy fats, collagen, peptides, things like that during pregnancy. And then product wise, our baby balm, I can't say enough good things about it for just how deeply it nourishes the skin. I've used it with every pregnancy, all over my belly, all over kind of like my thigh area, is like any areas that are prone, my breasts, like areas that are prone to stretch marks. And I know genetics also play a huge role in it, but it's something that I haven't dealt with stretch marks yet, and I think that's
awesome.
Like a big part of it.
Heck yeah. Well, and I was reading somewhere, I forget where, but somebody was saying stretch marks are related to stagnation, which makes sense, like as you're talking about the gua sha and
for sure
movement, cellular movement.
So in that case, things like dry brushing, body dry brushing are probably really beneficial for that as well, which is also something that I do. It feels so good.
How often do you dry brush? I'm not going to copy your skincare routine now.
I do it a few times a week, as often as I can. It really doesn't take that long. I try to do it every time before I jump in the shower, but I don't always remember. But it really does feel so good, especially when during pregnancy things can just get stuck and feel puffy. And so like dry brushing just, I feel like, brings so much release to the skin, and it's great.
So thinking about early postpartum, like I know some women have their skincare routines, their belly, and I'm thinking about like some of your, like the baby balm, that might be just awesome to start using early postpartum. Have you done anything intentional like that, or do you go, back to your routine, or have you even thought about it?
Well, the baby balm is a huge thing for me postpartum. I use it as a nipple cream for breastfeeding. All the ingredients in it are edible. It doesn't have essential oils, so it makes a great nipple cream. Then it's great for babies too. Any kind of skin irritations that the babies can have. It's diaper rash, things like that. It works really well for. I really love our baby line so much. Not just for, I created it for babies, but it wasn't until later on when I realized how much moms can use these products as well. And
That's awesome.
yeah, they're just really gentle. So even if you, like with our why can't I think of the word?
Baby
Our
brain.
No, I know. Like our creams that we sell, you know, they all are
Oh, like the body butter
body
creams.
butters, yes. But
Yeah, love
they're
those.
they're amazing. And they also have essential oils. So moms might not want to use those, you know, right away postpartum if they're concerned about any kind of sensitivity issues
Mm,
with their child. You know, if you're like
yeah,
rubbing all over your body after showering and then breastfeeding right away, like,
that makes
you know,
sense.
just
Yeah,
to be extra careful with that kind of stuff. Um, so our baby line is great because the products are infused with herbs, but they don't contain essential oils. So they're infused with things like calendula, and we actually infuse them ourselves. So we heat the oils, we put the herbs in, we heat the oils, and we infuse them. And it's a really gentle way to get some of the soothing properties of those herbs into the products. But it's, yeah, like I said, just very gentle, very safe for
I love
babies.
it.
Our baby line is great for moms to use postpartum. The baby oil can be used as like for oil cleansing. It can be
Yeah.
used as makeup remover. The baby powder can double as a dry shampoo. The baby soap can be used like, I mean, that's what I shower with every day. So yeah, I love
This
the baby
should be the everything line.
line. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have a ton of products. I was looking, and usually, like, I go in there by my standards or my, routine, but you also come out with different products or new products each season on the website. Um, what made you get into that? How easy is that? What does that look like for fall? Or do you, circle back to some of the same favorites for each season? What does like a calendar planning look like for y'all?
Yeah, so we have home products that we launch seasonally, and that
Uh,
consists of an essential oil blend to diffuse, and a room spray, and a hand soap. So we have one kind of signature scent for each season of the year. And
okay.
in the past, we've just called it like summer home line, autumn home line, and so on. But this year, we actually rebranded it a little bit. So autumn is now warm. Forgetting the names, like warm apple, or something like that.
Okay.
And then the winter home line we renamed to crisp smoky woods. And so
Ooh.
yeah, instead of calling it those things like autumn or winter, we're just more giving them more descriptive names of what they actually smell like. That's the same aroma, and we're launching them for like twice a year now. So we just launched our autumn and winter lines
Yeah.
yesterday, just because the seasons were so short and people were wanting to continue using like our autumn products, for example, past um, November, into December
Yeah.
such. And so we just kind of decided to give them more descriptive names and allow people to use each, their autumn winter products for a full 6 months. And then likewise, we'll launch summer spring and allow people to use those for a full 6 months before we transition to the cooler month offerings.
Mm.
Then we have holiday products as well. So we have, that's kind of our line of like, um, holiday smelling body
Mm-hmm.
butters and body wash and a tinted lip balm and products that are just really fun specifically for like the Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday season.
They're also delicious. Like whenever I'm using the soap or, whatever, I'm like, I want to eat it. But it's all not edible, I'm sure.
I actually, when I used to make all the products myself, our almond vanilla body butter smells so good. And at one point I was like, okay, I'm just going to try it. And so I just like took a little dip of it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't taste as good as this one. It's edible, but I wouldn't recommend eating it.
Not on a regular basis.
No.
So, what goes into actually making the product? Like, where do you source the ingredients from? Is it all from like y'all's farm or local, or what does that look like?
No, we source from a lot of different places now. In the beginning,
Okay.
tallow was the one thing that I was using from our farm because we don't grow anything. It's just organic pasture raised livestock. So
Okay.
I was using tallow from our farm and rendering that and using that in the products. But the demand, we just needed too much of it. And the rendering process is, if you're not set up to do that on a commercial basis, it's just really time
It's hard.
intensive. Yeah. And so now we source from tallow from a number of farms in the US, and then essential oils and things like that. We source a lot of those from Europe. Things like mango butter, shea
Mm.
butter, cocoa butter. We source a lot of that from Africa. So it just depends on what the ingredient is.
Okay. Okay. Is there a process that you go through and you're like, how do you decide on things like that looks good or that doesn't? That meets our standard.
Yeah, we have worked with an herbalist in the
Ooh.
past who has kind of helped us with the sourcing process, and then we have a purchasing manager. And between those two positions and myself, we kind of have standards in place of vendors that are approved and vendors that are not.
Mm.
And so we have like a list that we go by, and if something's out of stock, there's like a backup option that we have. But it's not, yeah, everything kind of has to go through this process and be approved, and before we can allow it into our products.
It's awesome. And your products, which I don't know if people have realized this, but if you actually go on the back of your products or read the ingredient list, there's very few ingredients as compared to like Dove shampoo or Dove soap. Like I would, if you're
Yeah,
new to this world and you're listening, I would encourage you just to start looking at the ingredient list. Because y'all keep it simple, and I think it's brilliant.
thanks. Yeah,
It's necessary.
that was something that was really important to us, because I think it can be really overwhelming for people when they are trying to figure out what ingredients are safe and what ingredients
Mm-hmm.
aren't safe, like what to avoid. And it's almost like, I mean, new chemicals are being put on the market every day. So it's like, instead of chasing this never ending list of, okay, for example, with plastic, like
Yeah,
everyone pretty much knows like BPA isn't a good one, but there's so many other types of plastic that
absolutely.
also are unsafe. So it's like, rather than chasing that list when it comes to skincare products of things that you need to avoid, we just focus on using ingredients that you can look at them and read them and know what they are and know that they're safe. You don't have to like Google
Awesome.
them to figure that out.
Yeah, you can pronounce them.
Yeah.
Oh, um, okay, okay. So if somebody has never visited Primally Pure and they're going on the website for the first time today, how would they basically know what to buy, or are there any suggestions that you give to first-time buyers, purchasers,
Yeah,
product users?
we have a few quizzes that are really helpful. We have one that is a skin quiz where you can
Mm.
answer a series of questions, and those questions help you figure out what the state of your skin is right now. We say skin state instead of skin type, because it's not
Ooh,
something that is stagnant. It's something that is always evolving based on age, hormonal changes, things like pregnancy,
yeah,
the time of year, climate. There's so many
amazing.
things that can impact the state of your skin. So for example, before I became pregnant, I was focusing on things like maintaining like a youthful appearance in my skin. And once I became pregnant, I started dealing with a little bit of acne and hyperpigmentation and things like that. So I switched up my routine based on that.
Mm,
And so the skin quiz helps you figure out kind of what your skin needs the most right now, and it'll recommend products based on those things, as well as it'll give you lifestyle tips to consider implementing
awesome.
as well. Yeah,
Ooh,
so that's a really helpful tool.
amazing. Okay. And then is there one product, you always recommend to somebody, or one product you can't live without?
Hmm. Um,
Baby Bomb?
yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, I have two answers. So I would say, for anyone who's new to using natural products, the most important swap you can make is deodorant.
Mm,
Hands down, conventional deodorant is extremely toxic, and you're applying
yeah.
it to such a sensitive area next to so many lymph nodes, next to breast tissue. It's really important to use clean deodorant. So I think that's the most important swap to make. Personally, right now, yes, Baby Bomb is like my go-to for as you can probably tell. But it's all
Uh, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I what's what is the magic of the blue tansy oil? Because I freaking love that, and I meant to ask that earlier. No,
Yeah,
I'm
blue
going
tansy
back.
is really, really helpful for any type of inflammation.
Mm,
It's really soothing to the skin. So, and even if you're not dealing, even if you're not dealing with something like rosacea or eczema or psoriasis or things like that, which blue tansy is great for, it's also just, it just has a really calming effect on like the mind and the
yeah,
skin as a whole. It's a really nice ingredient to use
awesome.
for calming and de-stressing and things like that.
I love that so much. So yeah. How has kids changed the way you operate as a business owner or how you do business, how you show up, things like that?
Yeah, it's something that I'm always kind of reassessing as a mom, like just my workload and my schedule, and how can I fulfill the responsibilities that I need to fulfill at work while also being there for my kids. And it's really important to me that I'm like involved in their daily lives
Mm,
a lot, and being the one that either my husband or I or myself being the ones who take them to school or pick them up from school, and are there with them at soccer practice every time and things like that. I don't ever want to like slough off those too many
mm,
of those things to babysitter, which we've always had help with them in some capacity, but um, it's always just, it's like a constant thing that I'm always kind of trying to figure out based on like what their schedule looks like and what my schedule looks like how can I do both as best as I can
mhm.
in this season of life. And sometimes that looks like bringing them to the office with me for a
Yeah.
day. That's always fun because they can get an idea of what I do and why it matters. And I had my team like set up a little station a few months ago for my oldest daughter to make a batch of our one of our bath soaks, our flower bath. And that was like the coolest thing for her because she got to really, I mean, she fully like made it.
Yeah.
And like she saw like everything that goes into making a batch of a product, and she like scooped it into the bags, and
Mm.
kind of got a taste of what it's like at our headquarters for a day. So it's fun to bring them in on things like that sometimes, but it's definitely tough at times too.
Oh,
um, you
sure.
know trying to balance both of those things.
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't always
think,
be perfect.
yeah, it's perfectly imperfect, I'm sure. And I think it's so important for kids to see what their parents do and the work and, what provides for them, what puts food on the table and things like that. So that's awesome. And then having the bath salts is like such a texture thing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, yes, it was a lot of fun because she's like, sprinkling. We use actual flower
Yeah,
petals in it. She's like sprinkling the flower petals in and adding the clays and stuff like that. It was cool.
awesome. So
Yeah.
what does maternity leave look like for you?
Um,
Is there one?
there will be one, yeah, and this I think will be my best one yet because
Yes.
we have such a great team, and I feel like most of the pieces are in place for me to really take a step back and just kind of focus on being a mom and focus on
Mm,
all of my kids for a couple of months before diving back into work. I'm sure I will be like on my computer here and there, um, but definitely I'm going to take some time just to be at home and not come into the office and not be really involved in anything like day to day
awesome.
for quite a while. So I'm excited about it. I think it'll be good.
Awesome. And is your husband's name Paul?
Paul's my brother-in-law.
Paul's your bro So I knew there was somebody I met back in the day, like, I think y'all had just or they had just started the farm when I was still living in South.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what's your husband's name?
So my husband's Jeff.
Jeff.
And,
Okay.
yeah. So Jeff and Paul, and then Robbie and their dad Tom are like kind of the four guys that started Primal Pastures, and that's our local family farm. And then my husband Jeff and my brother-in-law Paul started Pasture Bird, which is like the offshoot of Primal Pastures that just specializes in raising chicken outside on pasture using these
Awesome.
global solar powered chicken coops that rotate to fresh pasture every single day, and kind of making that competitive price wise with conventionally raised chicken.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So is there another chicken farm like that in the United States?
No one is doing it at the scale that they're doing it and the way that they're doing it with like the big solar powered coops. So they're able to do it
Dang.
at a much larger scale, and that's why it is competitive price wise. And the chickens are also, they do supplement their feed, but they're also consuming bugs and worms, like things like that in the soil, so that's one of the reasons too. It can be cost effective when you're doing it at a big scale like they are.
Wow. And both companies ship nationwide, correct? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I remember, I think I met Paul maybe in person, maybe at like something like Paleo FX or somewhere in Southern California.
Was it like a Weston A. Price thing?
Maybe it was like like long, maybe 2013.
Yeah.
But that's why Primal Pastures has always been on my radar. But yeah, so I was going to ask, does your husband get time off? Is he planning on any time off since
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
does all the farming things now?
He'll get some. He'll get some time. He'll get a couple of weeks for sure.
Couple of weeks for the adjustment. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
did I hit on everything skincare wise? Should we let the audience know anything else? I know, I try to.
Yeah. No, that was
Oh.
comprehensive.
Good. Good, 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 good. How's Temecula just in general? I know California is like up and down and all around, but
Yeah. Temecula is good. It's a nice
okay.
community. It's I feel like it's a little bit of a bubble in a lot of ways from
Yeah,
a lot of the other stuff going on in California.
good.
And yeah, it's kind of it's where like everything is for us. It's where life is. It's where, my husband's one of 5 kids, and there's when I have my baby, he'll be the 13th grandchild.
What?
We're all within like a few miles of each other. So it's just
That's
like
awesome.
Yeah, it's like nonstop, family dinners and get-togethers and cousins playing together. They're all kind of like siblings because they're so close. And they see each other multiple times a week. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the community we have here.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and all the family works together.
Yeah.
So good and bad some days.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me and answering questions and sharing insight into Primally Pure. I was just sharing with the audience before you got on here how obsessed and how much I love the products, and I've gotten in a routine of using the same products, but I think next on my order will definitely be the baby balm. Yeah. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best in this next birth experience and
Thank you.
time off. Yeah.
Thanks.
Anything else you want to leave with the audience? Are we good?
You can find us. Our website is primallypure.com. On Instagram, we're just at Primally Pure, and you can sign up for our newsletter on our website. We're always sending out, really like helpful education on skin and lifestyle. Our products are obviously like what our business is founded on, but we also believe that having healthy skin isn't just about the products we use, it's about the whole lifestyle. So that's why I like the products and the education for us kind of go hand in hand. And so we're always trying to offer our community helpful information, and that's how you can find out about promos and new product launches and stuff like that too.
Awesome. Yeah, y'all are a wealth of information. I appreciate y'all and what you put out in the world. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. So
well, wishing you the best.
Thank you so much.
Yes. All right, Bethany, have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Bye.